in the long run, but in the short term, they can erode economic growth.
Government finds itself in a difficult position with rising demand for services and fewer resources in the midst of a declining economy. Government has to look for ways to improve the fiscus that is under pressure. The National Treasury says increasing the value-added tax is not off the table. It says it's an option government is carefully considering.
Compared to other countries, our VAT rate is quite low. So we have 14%. Most other countries have between anything from 18 to 25% VAT rate. So it would suggest that we do have some space to move on the VAT rate, whereas our other taxes tend to be higher already. But we have to take account of the fact that VAT tends to be shift the burden of taxation a little bit more onto the less wealthy part of society, and therefore we also have to ask, what are we funding with that increase in VAT? Are we going to improve the pro-poor character of the expenditure? So it's an option. Government has not yet concluded which options it wants to go for, but VAT has a number of attractive features associated with it.
Others say increasing VAT would not be a good idea at the moment.
VAT is a regressive tax. It impacts most harshly on the poor, and in a situation where there are rising food prices, rising housing, rising interest rates, to add another burden in an increase in VAT, I think would be inappropriate at the moment.
One economist says the answer to the challenges is not adding more burden on the taxpayer, but reducing state spending.
The first starting point is not to talk about new taxes or what we can do to squeeze the taxpayer more. The starting point must be what we can do to reduce state spending, because state expenditure is simply ballooned, has gotten completely out of hand, and a taxpayer in the South African economy simply cannot afford the huge state spending levels that we currently have.
Another tax debate is on the sugar tax that was announced in the February budget and is expected to come into effect next April. SABC News, Johannesburg.
South Africa's busiest port is on track to meet the sizable demand for ship